Hey, you all. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the South. More specifically, we are in Waynesville, North Carolina, in a twist of fate, a rare twist of fate. I am home, my hometown of Waynesville, North Carolina, where I keep my house. We're here out on Main Street, the small, charming southern town of Waynesville, North Carolina. You see the gateway to the Smokies, that is the Smoky Mountains. Now this is a replica of an archway that used to be right there. They removed that. They created this smaller facsimile in tribute to the old archway. But this wasn't enough, and the people of Waynesville built another archway down at the end of town. We'll walk down to the other archway, but the important news is I made it home by Valentine's Day. That was my goal. There's been some travel difficulties on this trip, as I feel there always will be, especially when you're incorporating all sorts of different means of transportation, when you're riding planes, trains, automobiles, buses, riverboats, whatever it may be. I learned some valuable lessons on this last trip. The most valuable of all those lessons is to never ride Greyhound. It was, and you know what? I have no one but myself to blame. I made a joke when I was at a train station. They had a Greyhound counter, and I said, you know what would be fun? If I just took Greyhound buses all over the U.S. That would be an experience. And oh boy, I took one Greyhound bus ride from San Antonio to Dallas, and it was an adventure, a very unpleasant adventure. And it did get me from point A to point B, which that I am grateful for. However, the customer service of Greyhound is subpar to say the least. Just traveling can be stressful, and it is very stressful when you ask the counter for help and they basically tell you to go away. No help on Greyhound. I feel bad because I feel like a lot of people are stuck riding Greyhound. It wasn't cheap. I think it was like $60 for a ticket. So you pay $60 for a ticket and then you get treated like garbage. But enough about Greyhound. The important thing is I made it home. I made it home by Valentine's Day. That was my goal, to make it home by Valentine's Day. Two important things happening here. One, spending Valentine's Day with Jen, and two, my medical appointments. And my medical appointments do not start until, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Sunday. Monday starts my medical appointments. Got it all lined up. I got my doctor on Monday. I've got my dentist on Tuesday. I've got what else do I've got? I've got all sorts of stuff going on. My eye doctor's not till the next week, but oh my gosh, it's getting so close. My surgery is Wednesday. Oh my gosh, it's getting close. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I am getting surgery. It's elective. I don't need the surgery to live. I don't need the surgery to save my life or anything like that. But as someone of my advanced age, I have two children who are legal adults, and we're just me and Jen talking, made the decision that neither one of us have any desire at this point to start anew, to start having babies or children. So I'm going to have a surgery that renders me incapable of producing children. That's the surgery I'm having, and I'm not like excited, not like stoked about the surgery, but It's something that needs to be done, and it's something that will get done. Been a while since I've been out here on Main Street. Looks good, looks good. Fortunately, the Main Street area not really affected by the hurricane. Some of the lower areas in town were devastated by the hurricane, but pretty much business as usual up here on Main Street. Got all the fancy restaurants, all the fancy stores, people shopping, doing their Waynesville tourist things. This looks new. Waypoint Apothecary Retail and Alchemy Lounge. This used to be a Christmas store. It only sold Christmas-related items, Santa's Christmas ornaments. That's been a while, though. It's been a few things since then. But I guess I guess it's like okay. They have like jars of powder, whipped tallows, magnesium products, bulk medicinal herbs. So kind of a herb shop, a place to get natural remedies and herbs. So me and Jen had a wonderful Valentine's Day. We exchanged Valentine's Day gifts, and we stayed up pretty late watching movies and TV shows. We watched Dark Match on Shudder, which was a wrestling horror movie with Chris Jericho in it. Which we both, that was like something that we were both like, oh yeah, we gotta watch that. That was, sometimes me and Jen get excited about the same movies. That's definitely what we both got excited about. It was okay. It's kind of a fun, interesting plot for a horror movie where I don't know if I should do spoilers, but unfortunately, I don't know, Chris Jericho, kind of a goofy actor, so it was kind of, me and Jen agreed. If you watch it, it wasn't, Chris Jericho played the part like, he was kind of the villain, so he didn't really act like evil, very evil, and he didn't really act over the top either. We agreed that for the movie to be good, he had to either be completely evil and sinister or like completely goofy, and he's somewhere in the middle. But otherwise, I feel like it could have been a good movie. There was some highlights and some fun to be had watching Dark Match. Did I say I called it Dark? Did I say call it Death Match? It's Dark Match. Dark Match is the name of the movie. We also began watching Dexter Original Sin, which I really enjoyed. Jen said she had some problems watching it because it's like the original Dexter show, but it's a prequel and it's completely recast. So all the characters are played by younger actors portraying the older characters. So it's kind of like an Uncanny Valley is how we thought about it, but I enjoyed it a lot. I love Dexter. Dexter's one of my favorite shows of all time. So I'm just happy to get more Dexter. And speaking of movies and TV, hopefully since I'm some downtimes and I'm gonna be at home, me and Jen were hoping on going to see some movies. I know she really wants to see Captain America because she's a huge Harrison Ford fan, and she wants to see him as the Red Hulk. He's not the Green Hulk. He's the Red Hulk. And I asked Jen, like, shouldn't
I like your channel.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Shouldn't why is there a Red Hulk? Why is there a Green Hulk? Why are they two different people? And I don't know. Red Hulk, Green Hulk. How many Hulks are there? It doesn't seem very original to just make a that'd be like, this is Green Superman or this is Orange Batman. And you know what? There probably is within the comic books. Probably someone's counting right now. Yes, there is an Orange Batman in the comic books. So she's excited about seeing that. I want to go see The Monkey. The Monkey is a horror movie, and the reason I want to see it so bad is that when I was a kid, my dad's girlfriend had the books. It's an anthology by Stephen King called Skeleton Crew that was on her bookshelf, and it had the symbol monkey, the Jolly Chimp, on the cover, this terrifying monkey, which I'm still afraid of. And I remember seeing that, and I was so scared. I was so scared I didn't want to sleep at night because that book was in our house, and I kept asking questions about it. And I think she told me the plot, that it was like a monkey that was cursed and that he hit his symbols and bad stuff happened, and I was ruminating about it. And I think she actually eventually realized I was terrified and told me that the ending of the story about how a magical fairy comes and gets rid of the monkey, which I think she just made up to make me feel better, because there's probably not really a big happy ending at the end. But I finally want to see the monkey. I knew that I had this lifelong fear of the Jolly Chimp, of the symbol monkey, but it just like came back recently when I'm like, oh yeah, that's where it came from, that book. And now they're making a movie of that book from when I was a little kid. Yeah, they just have that animatronic from Spirit Halloween. Is it Monty the Chimp, based off that symbol monkey? I want to, because this channel ends up being mostly about stuff that scared me as a kid, so I wanted to get my own Jolly Chimp somewhere, but they're super expensive. So I'm looking for a discount Jolly Chimp. Probably the most iconic spot downtown Waynesville is these musicians here, these bluegrass musicians, these giant metal bluegrass musicians. Here he is playing the banjo. This guy playing the one-string bass, but something different. I noticed something has changed about the statue here. Someone has added shoelaces to the shoes. Oh, just this one shoe here? That shoe doesn't have shoelaces. So the two of the shoes have shoelaces added, and two of the shoes do not have shoelaces. You never know what you're going to see here in downtown Waynesville. I don't think I ever noticed this building here used to be a bank. You can see carved in the top, it says Citizens Bank and Trust. That was back in the day when you built something, you carved the name into stone because you were confident in knowing that this building would always be the thing that it was built for. It's funny how things have changed. Like, some of these businesses here have been like 10 different things since I moved to Waynesville. But when they made this bank, they're like, this is a bank. This will always be a bank. It will never be a real estate office. And I wanted to give a big thank you to you guys for all the support on this last month-long road trip. It was a month I was away from home, which kind of makes it, strange, like being home. I'm honestly I'm not home that often. At the most, I'm home for like a week at a time, then usually gone for longer than a week. And there's going to be a lot of huge road trips this year if everything goes according to plan. This first road trip, I was originally going to get all my medical stuff dealt with in January. Then I was going to still try to come back by Valentine's Day to be here with Jen. Of course, that all got thrown out the window when I lost my debit card, which I thought was not that big of a deal at the time. Got it. And oh yeah, I didn't really lose it either. It was just a misunderstanding, really. But in my haste of thinking that my debit card had been stolen, or that the numbers had been stolen, which they had not been, I canceled my card, ordered a new one, and ended up, because of that, I had my health insurance on auto pay. That got canceled, so I ended up with no health insurance. So then I could not go to all my doctors. It's literally scheduled every possible doctor's appointment for January, and I had no health insurance. So I had to reschedule after February the 1st. February the 1st is when my new health insurance kicked in. I went back on the marketplace, got my health insurance, the same health insurance I had before, and everything is good now. So that's why I'm back now instead of January, when I was originally going to get that taken care of. But once I realized I had no health insurance, I need to get out there and film while I have the chance. I'm not going to be able to do my doctor's appointments. So I went on this had the idea, bounced around to do the train trip, and man, it's been so much fun, and I'm so thankful that you guys enjoyed the train trip. It just through the comments, through the views, the number of views, it just seemed that I got a lot of support on those videos, and it was awesome because I was having so much fun, and you guys seem to be enjoying it well, which is, you know, that's the magic sauce you're looking for, you know, when you have a channel like this. You know, I don't try to follow trends. I don't try to like do what I think other YouTubers are doing. You know, I try to do what I enjoy. At the same time, you know, I do need to pay attention to what you guys like too. Finding that middle ground of the things that I enjoy, because, you know, I'll be 100% honest. If I just did the things I enjoyed, they're not always the top-rated videos. But this was so fun. This was so enjoyable. These trains were so much fun. Such a new experience, and I appreciate all the positive feedback. A month of train journeys, with a little bit of automobile, a little bit of plane thrown in there. And I mentioned this before, but I did get a lot of feedback on me talking about airports and how much it stresses me out. And, you know, I talked about it, that I was just trying to talk about my individual anxiety that I have when it comes to trains, or not to trains, to planes. I'm sorry, I'm getting everything confused. When it comes to airports, and you guys gave me a lot of really good suggestions, and the one suggestion that I'm definitely going to be pursuing is the TSA pre-check. I just actually got an appointment. I had to ignore it. You know, it's one of those things where I always see it in the airport, and I'm like, I should do that. And but then it's like, when you're out of the airport, out of sight, out of mind. So I always say, man, I should really look into that. So a lot of you guys suggested that it was really worth it, really worth doing. I looked into it. It apparently, it seems like a pretty good deal. They said, I guess it's $75 for 5 years. I always assumed it would be like way more expensive than that. So it seems like the price is right. It seems like I should have no trouble getting it. I have no criminal history, no anything like that. So I should be able to get that put in place pretty easy. I actually got an appointment at a Staples for Tuesday after my dentist appointment. I'm gonna go see if I can get on the TSA pre-check. I think they do like take fingerprints and all that. You know, run your info. Nothing to see here, and then hopefully I can get on planes. I guess you get to a shorter version of TSA, which the TSA is often something that just stresses me out. Something about it, it's just personally sets my heartbeat going. The stress, the people, all the different voices yelling, and just and plus hauling the stuff, trying to make sure you're following the rules. The fact that they change the rules at different airports. So I think it'll be a good thing. I think it'll be a good thing, and I think it'll really help. But that's one of my resolutions. Obviously, it's a little late for New Year's resolutions, but I want to learn how to make these airport trips less stressful for myself, because it's something for a long time I've been really stressful. And, you know, when you think in your head, you're like, I hate planes, I hate airports, you know, you kind of bake that anxiety into yourself. So I'm trying to let go of some of that anxiety with airports. And that's something I'm going to be working on here. And it is the year of planes, trains, and automobiles here on the Carpetbagger channel. So I am going to be flying some planes, and I'm really going to try to let go of that stress with planes. Just kind of figure out a good strategy towards dealing with airports, dealing with things like that. So we'll give this a try. Over here, it looks like we had some trees cut down and carved into crosses. This one over here has been carved into a cross. Yeah, interesting. This is like an IT support place. There is a State Farm Insurance. Looks like maybe I don't know, Coldwell Banker Branch. I'm not sure what that is, but yeah, none of these are like churches or religious institutes, but they do have the crosses carved in their trees out front. And here is the new arch. This has only been here for a couple of years. I really like this. I think it looks great. A lot of people complained about where they put this, why they didn't put it at the other end where it used to be. It used to be at the other end of Main Street. I think the reason it is, and I don't mind that it's moved to this new location, because this is actually welcoming you to the Great Smoky Mountains. And so if you are, say you're on a trip, you're headed to Asheville, you want to pass through Waynesville, I think this is like the archway you'd pass, letting you know that you're officially entering the Great Smoky Mountains. Not the Great Smoky Mountain National Parks, just the mountains themselves. And a lot of people complain that they say this Exxon is an eyesore next to the arch. And this is interesting. I haven't seen this. This is Melissa McDevitt. Says that arch is her family dedicated this arch to her. Apparently she was an avid hiker. Talks about adventurous woman roamed the Great Smoky Mountains to the Sioux Hills in British Columbia, and apparently she actually went missing. She was a missing hiker, but apparently she did not return. It says his final hike she did not return was 12/9/2022, but according to this, they did find her body January of last year. Yeah, the arch here was not paid for by the local government. It was all raised using private funds. They have the names of people that donated money here, $500 donors and $250 supporters. So the arch definitely looks better from this angle. So say you're like coming into town this way, maybe you are your final destination is Asheville, but you wanted to check out Waynesville, so you head through here, the gate to Main Street, and then you can actually see the mountain range there at the end of the street. Yeah, here are some of the higher donors down here, and I guess the highest donor was the family of Melissa McDevitt, who actually gave $25,000 in the assistance of building this arch. So what is the future of this channel? What plans do I have for the rest of the year? And I always go back and forth. Should I keep it all a secret and then just show you guys when I do it as a surprise? Should I let you guys know so you can get excited and hyped up about it? Should I, and then of course, with letting you guys know, I always worry that I'll have to change plans. That old expression, if I plan on going on this trip unless I die. The future always can change. There's no certainty. You never know when it's going to be my last trip, when it's going to be the last video on this particular channel. But I figured, we talk about it. This is the year of planes, trains, and automobiles, and we are trying to use all forms of transportation this year. We already have used all those three forms of transportation this year. Let me get across the street. And so the plan is, obviously, I got to get my surgery Wednesday. Got to get my surgery done. Get my other doctor's appointments done. I've been thinking, because I got these things happening, and I am planning on making videos while I'm home, doing day trips. Maybe head over to Gatlinburg, maybe head over to Pigeon Forge, maybe go down to Georgia. Just exploring stuff within a day's drive of where I live. I also thought about doing some live streams, if you guys are interested in that, when I'm going to be pretty much down for the count for at least 3 days after my surgery. I probably won't be able to make any videos, but I might be able to make some live streams. So, the plan is, once I recover, I will be headed up to St. Louis. Now, I've not worked out exactly if I will be using, literally I do not know if I'll be using a plane, a train, or an automobile to get to St. Louis. I really like, I drove in my car so much, I kind of like trying out other things, maybe flying in or taking a train in. That way I can see the city. I want to basically explore the city on foot. That's something I really like to incorporate now, is just when you're on your feet, you don't have the option to skip over so much of the city. So you kind of, as you're walking, as you're exploring, you kind of take in the whole city. So I got to figure that out, how I'm going to get to St. Louis for the Transworld Halloween Trade Show. Now, if you've been following for years, you know, well, those mannequins are completely naked. I don't see the point in that. We're supposed to be showing off clothes. If you've been following the channel for multiple years, or you know that the Transworld Halloween Show is one of my absolute favorite events of the year. I'm skipping a lot of events this year because I'm trying to focus on long road trips, but this is one I didn't want to skip, and especially didn't want to skip it when they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be part of a presentation. So Saturday for the Transworld, and if you are attending, you can check it in the seminars list. There's going to be a round table where me and some other YouTubers will be discussing YouTube, and there'll also be a meet and greet following the round table. So if you are involved in Transworld, if you are involved in the haunt industry, I would love to see you come by for the round table, stay for the meet and greet. I would love to see you guys. So I'm really excited about that. Really, so this will be my first time where I'm actually like officially part of Transworld. I have been visiting Transworld every year. They have had it since 2019. So it's been a big deal to me to be able to just visit and to make my videos. But this is actually me being part of the show, which is awesome. I've talked at length. The haunt industry has been so kind to me and so nice and so welcoming, and some of the nicest people that I have that I've ever met. So I'm really just happy to give back, contribute to that community, and be an active part of Transworld. So plan on being in St. Louis, maybe through the long weekend, maybe Thursday to Monday is what I was thinking. Again, I got to work out the details. After that, after I return, I'm thinking, just spitballing here, I'm thinking, I've got a train trip planned. I got another cross-country train trip planned. The plan is to, I'm trying to remember the train here, the train that we are taking. It is the Southwest Chief. Going to be taking the Southwest Chief to Los Angeles, and going to be taking the, let me get this right. I think it's the, oh my gosh, I'm still learning the trades. The Southwest Chief, then I think it's the Sunset Limited to New Orleans, and then at New Orleans, I'm going to take the train back to Chicago, the train known as the City of New Orleans, which is a confusing train name if you ask me. The train called the City of New Orleans leaves from the City of New Orleans. So that's kind of the next train trip we have planned. I may dip down to Florida in between Transworld and the train trip to kind of just check on some of the theme parks. I saw that Universal had a really cool cryptid themed tribute store that for the Mardi Gras season, which I can't quit it. I love the tribute stores. I hate missing the tribute stores, so I always try to get down there when they have a new tribute store going. So hoping to get down to Florida, back up to Chicago to begin the cross-country train trip, Um, after that train trip will be a massive auto trip, and the plan is that there's going to be 2 trips combined into 1 trip. So there's going to be dual themes here. One, I guess the longer part of the trip, or the longer theme of the trip, is to go from the northernmost point in the contiguous United States to the furthest south point of the contiguous United States. So that is a town in, I don't know the name offhand, but there is a town technically part of Minnesota that is actually physically in Canada. So I want to go from there to the southernmost point in Key West, Florida. But of course, that's not the only theme of this trip. If you can see what I'm trying to communicate here, the trip will also be a US 1 trip. So once I get to the northernest point, I'm gonna head across, starting at the top of Maine and head all the way down, so that entire US 1. And again, with any of these trips, I'm always up for suggestions, places you'd like to see me stop, things you'd like to see me see along the way. Leave those in the comment section, and I will do my best to visit the individual locations. You know, this channel really thrives on the communication between me, between you guys. I love seeing suggestions in the comment section. I do read every comment, even if I can't manage to reply to every comment. So I get a huge amount of suggestions from the comment section. So yeah, keep those flowing, because that is the fuel that keeps this channel going. Of course, beyond that, I won't get into too much detail, but 2 of the other big trips, if everything goes according to plan, if I don't die, the plan is to do, going to do the US 1 trip. We're going to do the US 101 / Pacific Highway trip from California, where we'll go from San Diego to Seattle by car. That's something I've wanted to do for a long time as well. Something I've meant to do in previous years, but got called off for various reasons. And then, of course, the big plane trip, the long plane trip to Hawaii, so I can check off my 49th of the United States. And then I think next year, I don't think we're getting to Alaska this year, but next year we will aim towards an Alaskan trip. And then I've got some other state fairs. Gonna have state fair season coming up. There's going to be a absolutely out of my mind road trip to finish off the contiguous state fairs this year, leaving. So at the end of this year, I plan on having visited 49 of the United States, as well as visited 49 state fairs, or the state fairs of 49 different states. So big plans this year, and I hope you guys will come along with me. Also, a lot of suggestions on cruise ships. People want to see me take a cruise. I don't know that I would like a cruise, but I want to find out. So I am going to try. I will announce now. Nothing planned, nothing set up, but before the end of the year, I'm going to make an attempt for me and Jen to get on a cruise ship and experience cruising. Now, I'll let Jen talk about this if she wants to, but a lot of people do ask about Jen. Jen is doing very well right now. She put out a video, a health update not too long ago about some infusions that she is getting with her lupus, and she seems to be doing so good. I'm so happy. She seems to be, again, lupus is very serious. Lupus is a lifelong struggle, but right now, just seeing some really positive things, and just really happy to to see her smiling and up and around and willing to do more stuff with me. With this, when she came out and met me in Texas, we were able to do a lot more than she normally has been able to do. She didn't have to spend like any entire days in bed like she normally does. I think she sat out a few things, but sometimes on trips she ends up sitting. In the past has ended up having to sit out on more things than she actually participated in. So happy that she is finally getting some control over her health, and I'm looking forward to doing some fun trips with Jen. But we're back here in front of the courthouse. I just kind of wanted to chat with you guys about what has happened, what is going to happen, and and of course any suggestions you guys have, I would appreciate it. I think that's it for today. What is tomorrow? I'm trying to film something tomorrow. We're trying to get out somewhere local, somewhere not too far, and film something tomorrow. But stay tuned for that. If you like these videos, please subscribe. Travel around the country filming roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun, random stuff. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more, get you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also selling enamel pins in the Etsy shop, as well as motel key fobs and pressed pennies and stickers. Hey! Sometimes I get noticed walking around out here. I think I got noticed 3 times today here in Waynesville, which is so weird to me. The people see me in public and know who I am, but it's all part of this adventure. It's flattering, really. It's flattering, really. But until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.